Mental blocks around money start at a very young age. According to Dr. Maurice Massey, there's three major development periods. The first one is between the age of 0 and 7. Often at this stage, our parents, they're growing up, they haven't found their feet at this stage, and they're working hard. They're short of cash, raising kids can be expensive, so they're always watching the dollar. Maybe they've had their first failures in business around this time. And as a little child, we watch our parents and we start to listen to their language about money. We can't afford this. We're not rich. We don't have a money tree out the back. And this is when the mental blocks about money start. They also happen when we go out there and we start to model other people. We start to model people in society, our parents, our grandparents, and we say, I want to grow up to be like that person. Now, if we look up to our parents and they're earning the minimum wage and we want to be just like them, then we'll probably make some self-limiting decisions or beliefs about the type of money that we can earn. And because we love our parents, we often live down to that expectation. Also, growing up, our parents have expectations on us. And according to psychologists, 90% of American prisoners are in prison because their parents, once upon a time, told them they'd end up in jail. Now, if your parents ever told you that you'd never grow up to make a lot of money, or everybody else would accept you, that you're just middle class, or you're just a worker, that could be where your mental blocks are coming from. The third period is when we socialize. We go out there now, we're between 14 and 21, and we start to make comparisons, the haves and the have-nots, the people who have wealth and the people who have poor. We hear things like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And we start to believe this because this is just what's happening. And if we're in that situation, we can take it on board as true. So your mental block can also come from here. The fourth area, which most people don't think about, is the time when they get their first job. When I got my first job, my boss told me, Daniel, come and work for me because you'll never get rich working for a poor boss. And he was very rich. And I learned to become wealthy through his strategy. So I had a role model, someone to look up to, somebody to aspire to, somebody who was already winning. So my beliefs about money were unlimited. But for my friends and other people who had joined real estate, they worked with bosses who weren't making any money. And still to this day, they're struggling. So our mental blocks can come from any of these 4 periods of time. That imprint period, when we're just like a little bit of dough and the world's imprinting upon us all its beliefs. In the modeling period, when we say we want to be like mum or dad or grandmother and grandfather or uncle and auntie. And then we start to socialize and we find our social place. Sometimes we choose the wrong place. And then, of course, when we have our own boss or maybe our first business. So these are where mental blocks about money come from. If you have mental blocks about money, if you have self-limiting beliefs that you know that are holding you back, and if you desire to make a lot more money, then I'd like to speak with you personally. Go ahead, click the link below, and I'll speak with you in the week ahead.